This is Nash Gruner, the son of Olivia Gruner, and you are listening to the UCW radio show, In Your Face.
The number you have reached, 911, has been changed to a non-published number.
You're listening to UCW Radio.
In Your Face.
Give it to me, baby.
All right, welcome to the UCW radio show, and we have another great show lined up for you today. We have a great guest, and I'm excited about bringing her on the show. She is a musician, she's an actress, she's done so many different things, and I really can't even go over everything right now because it would sound unreal. I'm going to let it come from her mouth to your ears so you can really adhere to this great talent. Okay, but I want to also remind everyone that you can find all our shows, our past shows, and even the future shows that are going to be coming out. You can go to ucwmagazine.com and check out the profiles of our guests that we have on the show. We have some great, really fantastic guests on the show. And then you can also, if you just want to listen to the various episodes, you can go to ucwradio.com, go to iTunes, Stitcher, Player FM, and so on and so forth. We have so many different areas where you can actually listen to the show. We're trying to incorporate Periscope. I have no guarantees to the quality of it. We're trying to do live streaming at certain parts during the show, so we're going to have a Q&A. Don't know how it's going to work out, but we're giving it a shot. This is the first time we're doing it, and it's for this show, so this is like the beta test. We'll figure it out eventually. I hope it works out well, and if it doesn't, I have to apologize in advance, but we are going to give it a shot later on in the show. Okay, so with that said, without further ado, let's bring on our guest, which I didn't mention, but I'm going to mention her now. She's an actress. She's a recording artist, and she was Wonder Woman. All right, so join me in welcoming Nina Bergman to the show. All right, Nina, welcome to the UCW radio show. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
I want to thank you for coming on the show and taking the time out. I know you got a busy schedule.
I know, it's been hectic lately.
No, because it's hard being a superstar, I know.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. So, you know, what I normally do when I bring a guest on the show, as opposed to, you know, giving everything and basically telling the end of their story in the beginning, I like to start at the beginning and talk about the journey, because that's what this is about. I know your background somewhat. It's an interesting, it's definitely an interesting journey. And I guess my first question to you is, what got you involved in entertainment?
My grandfather, Russian grandfather, you know, played Ivan the Terrible, and my Russian gypsy grandmother, you know, she toured around in caravans and traveled all over the world and sang and performed. Mm-hmm. So I started doing it when I was 4 years old, and then my dad was a director, so I was his guinea pig. So I've been singing and acting since I could walk. I mean, probably before. I'm sure I was in shows before I could even talk and doing. So I don't know how to do anything else. This is all I've ever done.
Oh, so you've been doing it for a while, but you know, with you say that you have your gypsy grandparents and whatnot. You know, your childhood was a lot different than most kids growing up.
Yes, because I was working. I was a miniature adult. You know what I mean? I was self-sufficient at 7 years old. You know what I mean? Right. I could pay my own bills, you know, so nice. So I was just really, I just loved...
A sugar baby.
Yeah, I was a sugar baby, literally. Yeah. So, yeah, I just loved doing it so much, so I just did it full time.
Okay, and then
yeah.
I mean, your parents, they supported you and they pushed you in that direction?
Well, they just let me do what I wanted to do, they definitely supported me. And then when I was 14, I got a scholarship to school in London, and they did not like that.
Okay.
But I was one of those kids, like, he couldn't tell me what to do. I had the plane ticket and a book, like the plane ticket booked, and I did it all on my own. And I moved to London by myself.
At 14?
At 14.
Well, what did you get a scholarship for?
For Erding Academy is a musical theater school.
Oh. Okay.
So I sang, danced, and acted, and then I lived at a nun hostel for troubled kids, for girls, troubled girls.
Why, when you got over there? But you weren't a troubled kid.
I was, you know what I mean?
I'm trying to make you look good here. So you were not a troubled kid.
I just had a lot of fire, you know what I mean? I was one of those, like, I was out every night, and, you know what I mean? At 12, I looked like I was 20, so I could get into all the clubs, you know what I mean? Yeah, I started early, like, I was like, a little out of control, but I was,
Little troublemaker.
I was just hungry. I just wanted to be out there, because in Denmark it's very small.
Right.
And then when I came to London, it was like there's like this whole world out there, you know what I mean? And I was like, I just wanted to be part of it and absorb it. And then, I outgrew that pretty fast. And then I went to New York when I was 16.
Okay. Oh, so you were at 14. You bought your ticket, everything. You went to London on your own, against your parents' wishes, and you went there and you started. You were living at a nun house for troubled kids because you were a troublemaker.
Yeah.
Now we know the truth. Okay, and then at 16, were you performing while you were there when you went to the school?
Oh yeah, I was performing with a band called CNC Music Factory as a backup dancer.
Okay.
And then I would do my little musicals, at the school. Okay. And then actually I went to visit my Russian gypsy grandmother in Moscow.
Okay.
And then I got a full scholarship to a school in Moscow called the Bolshoi Theater. It's like the best ballet school in the world. Right. We were 7,000 auditioning, and they picked 4, and it's like impossible to get an audition. So when
out of 7,000, they picked you?
Yeah.
Wow.
So 4 of us that got picked, and I was one of them. So then I studied ballet in Moscow for a year. I became a prima ballerina.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So by the time I was done, I was a prima ballerina at 16, and that's when I was like, I want to go to New York.
Oh, so you went. All right, hold the phone here. You went from London. You were doing musical theater. You went to Moscow, and then you were a prima ballerina, which I didn't even think they existed. But then you are a prima ballerina. So now I know.
Yeah, I was a prima ballerina.
I know one. That's like the big shot ballerinas. Okay, and then you said, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go to New York because this is what I want to do.
Yeah, I always knew I was gonna go to New York.
Okay, so at 16 you went to New York. You came to New York, and what did you come to New York for?
Well, I just came, and then I quickly realized, like, with a thick Danish accent, and, it was very hard to be taken seriously. Mm-hmm. So I took my GED and my SATs, and then at that time I managed to get into Juilliard, and then I transferred to NYU. And then I was, I tried to act and model and doing all that, but then I became an amateur boxer, and that's how I made money to support for college.
Okay, let's pause for a second. I want to crank back a little bit. So you came to, wait, I just want to follow the story. So you came to New York, you had no plane, you got on a plane, you just stepped off and you were in New York. Did you have friends here or family or something?
Well, what happened was I went to Times Square, because that was the center, and then I remember a hotel in Times Square for like $60, and I remember there was a dead rat in the bath, like really shitty hotel, right?
Right.
And then I got into a club, and because I knew I had, the dancing friends from London, you know what I mean, hanging around that whole dance community, and then I met a guy, they were called Shade. They were choreographers, and at the time they were working for Prince. and then they hired me to be a backup dancer for Prince. For the next day, I went and auditioned. So that's how I started my life in New York.
Holy crap!
That's and then
that's
and then I went on tour, and then I worked for 3 months, and then I started acting and modeling, and I just couldn't make my tuition because NYU is $30,000 per semester, so it was just like I couldn't make that kind of money acting and modeling, and you know what I mean. Right. So then, as a dancer for Prince, I was too ballet-y. I was too prima ballerina, very ballet-y. So then someone told me to start boxing because it would make me a little more hip hop. You know what I mean?
So you
a little more grounded.
You were too stuck up in ballerina mode. That's
what. Yeah, I was too stuck up. I was just too stuck up and too skinny. Yeah. So then I started training, and then they were like, "Oh my God, you're a natural at this," and I was a pretty angry chick too. So then I started doing it kind of for fun, and start doing little fights, here and there, and make a little money, and then it just kind of escalated.
Pause for a second. See, well, I'm going to keep pausing you because there's a lot of stuff. So you actually you started training. You started training as a boxer because it was going to help you with what you were doing with Prince. So you can actually have the hip hop, yay, yo, that type of look. Okay. So now you started boxing. So you made a decision to say, hey, I'm training to box so I can do certain things. Well, let me just get in the ring and let somebody hit my face.
Well, I started training for fun, and then we would start doing fights. I trained with a guy named Maka, Wildcard. That's from Wildcard over here in LA. Mm-hmm. And Freddie Roach's. That's his gym.
Yep, Freddie Roach.
Yeah. So I started training with those guys in New York, and then because of my footwork of being a ballet dancer and coming from the Bolshoi Theater, training hardcore military training, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The boxing training was a piece of cake compared to the ballet training, So they're like, this chick is really she, you know what I mean? That you could actually start doing little fights, you know what I mean, and start making a little money.
Wow.
And that's how it started, and that's how I start listening to all the harder music, and that's how I got into harder rock music. Because that's what I discovered. In the gyms.
But it's interesting, and again, a lot of people go through life not doing what they want to do, but you're a prime example of doing whatever you wanted to do when you wanted to do it. Okay, but that's the way you live your life, and you're happy. You wake up every day with a smile, right? I know that.
Yeah, no, it's very exciting, I mean, my life is very exciting. I just, I need to wake up excited every day, and it was as a ballet dancer, I mean, at 16, I was at my prime. At 18, I retired. I was done as a dancer.
Yeah, then
I was like, okay, next career. I started at 4, I mastered it, I worked with the top,
Yeah, and then
I was like, who do you work with after the Bolshoi Theater and Prince? Where do you go? As an dancer.
Well, when you're way up on top and really there's nowhere to go from there, I guess a change in career makes sense. But I mean, wow, what a change! So how many amateur fights did you have?
Well, I had 43.
Say that number again.
I had 43 fights.
You had 43 fights. See,
fights.
At first I thought you said,
I have in my nose. I have I can't breathe out of my right, and and I can't breathe out of my, and I'm half deaf on my right ear. And, you know what I mean? I have scars. Yeah. So yeah.
And no one would know this if they didn't listen to this show. Look at that.
Well, you can actually see it in pictures. You can see my nose is a little crooked, it's a little imperfect, yeah, and you can see the scars, and if you look closely, yeah.
Wow, that's so in 43 fights, and then you retired, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I retired because same thing,
Right.
It's a short career, and I watched, some of, I watched what happened if you stay in there for too long, and I was too buff, I couldn't work as an actor either, as a model. I did all the sports campaign, I did everything that I could, but I was way too buff, and all I was doing was training all day long,
And I just want to let our listeners know something, just a little thing that happened this morning, okay? I get up early in the morning, and I go and I train because this is what I do. So, for the listeners, see, what happened, I was going back and forth with Nina about 2:30 this morning, my time. Okay, she was already, it was midnight for her around there, okay? And she sent me a picture saying that I motivated her to actually get out and get physical. I don't buy that for a second now. Wait a second. What? Really?
Well, I saw your post, and you were up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, wow, I remember those days. And I was like, wow, all right. I had an audition this morning, and I was like, I wasn't going to work out, but then I saw you, and I was like, shoot, I need to, I'm slacking here,
Oh,
I'm slacking.
You're a competitor. You're like, oh, game on. All right, okay, I got you.
I like competition. I didn't stop because I didn't like fighting. I stopped because Lucia Riker, one of my idols, female boxers. Yeah. She was the one that was like, stop while you can.
Yeah, look, you can't with boxing, and me being, I boxed when I was younger as well, and the thing is with boxing that that whole sport is not what it used to be. Not that it ever was what it was, but it's just a different animal. Especially with MMA, kind of surpassing it in a lot of ways. And so it's a smart thing that you retired because, boxing is scientific. If you're, you can be a brawler or you can be a scientist. Most people go in there, if you have the skills, you have the tools, you can do well. But again, your career is limited. At a certain point, you got to stop.
Yeah.
And and you stopped. Yeah. And then, so you stopped boxing. So what was your next step? What did you do then?
After I stopped boxing, and then I was, in New York, and I started auditioning a lot for things out in LA. Like, there was a lot more work. And then I heard that my favorite underground band called Kidney Thieves lost their lead singer. Okay. So I was like, I gotta go and audition, and I want that was my favorite underground band, and I was like, I need to be the new singer, and I was just ready. I was burned out in New York, just like, it's a tough city,
Oh yeah.
Like, I was working so much and making money, and still I was broke,
Yeah, because...
And I was like, 2 years of school. It was just, I was like, yeah, I'm not really using it. No offense to, college is important, but in my field, it wasn't really,
Well, it wasn't beneficial to you. It wasn't doing anything to enhance your life. That's what it came down to.
No. It helped me as an actor. Right. When you tell people, hey, you went to NYU, then people know, and Juilliard, and that you are legit, so you got a little bit of respect, and that's all I wanted. Because when I first came, as I said, nobody took me seriously. Like, there's so many actors, and, everyone thought I was a joke, Yeah. So I had to do something.
Yeah, you did something, that's for sure. How many people can just you get off a plane, come to New York, go to a rat-infested hotel, and go the next night, go to a club and get a gig with Prince, and then boom, you got your your GED, everything else, and you go to NYU and you get accepted, then you get accepted to Juilliard, really, then you go from there to boxing, yeah. You're eclectic. That's for sure. but I love it because it makes you interesting. Because of what you've done what you want to do. You don't let anything hold you back, and that inspires people.
True, but I tell you, like, my little siblings, like, they wanted to do ballet and stuff, and I was like, no way. Like, I won't let them do what I did. Like, it was a little crazy, Like, it was a little crazy to let your, like, little 14, 15, 16-year-old run around, like, in a big country like that. Like, I wouldn't recommend it.
No.
You know, I was lucky. You know, I'm still alive, you know what I mean? And I got into boxing and all of that, but, you know.
Because a lot of things can happen because at 14 years old, traveling around by yourself.
I know.
You know?
I know.
You have a guardian angel somewhere. That's for sure.
I know.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So now you went to LA. You were auditioning everything. You were getting a couple. You got a couple of gigs, I guess. You got a couple of modeling gigs. What was your first decent gig when you were in LA? Or your most memorable? Forget about the one superhero thing. We'll talk about that later. But what's your most memorable one?
Shit, I have so many. You know, I did like reality TV shows for 3 months on the road with Tommy and Ludacris. But
Nina,
that.
But there's always that one that actually like just caught you, and it can be something that's insignificant, but for you it meant the world because it opened up everything.
You know, like one of my biggest experiences actually. This is gonna be so like. I don't know. For me, doing Wonder Woman with Jesse Johnson was like one of the best times of my life.
Oh, that seemed like
it was
fun.
So much fun. I mean, we shot so much more that didn't make it into the trailer, you know. And I trained for a couple of months with some of Jesse's top stunt guys, and it was just like I could live my life doing that.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jesse's a good director, and Jesse, if you listen to this show, and I know you're gonna listen to it. I tried to avoid touching on Wonder Woman for a little bit, but I have no choice because this was your highlight. This is what actually.
Well, this is one of them. But I'm like, when I eat sushi, that's my favorite. When I eat Italian, that's my favorite food. When I eat whatever, and that was one of my favorites. And then the last movie I did with Art was the same. Like, oh my God, that character was so much fun. It's just, but with Wonder Woman, I had 2 months of training before.
Right.
So I felt really good about her, you know?
Hey, let me tell you something. I saw that. Anyone that just go to YouTube, put up Wonder Woman, Nina Bergman, and see this trailer, and it's fierce because when I first saw it, and I told you, I didn't know it was you. I knew Jesse. I didn't know it was you, and I said, "Wow, this girl's fierce. That she should be tapped for Wonder Woman because you were out of control." Okay, and then when I found out it was you, I said, "All right, cool. You're coming on the show. We got Wonder Woman." Ha that was pretty cool. All right, so you know what we're gonna do now, Nina? We're gonna take a quick break. Because we have to, because if we don't, then we're going to be talking and going on and on and on and on. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about your projects that you have going on now, and we're going to talk about your music career. We want to know what's going on there, because I know you signed a deal with Warner Brothers. I want to get into that, and then we're going to talk about some other stuff, and then guys, we're going to try our best to do the live Periscope. I'm trying. I don't think anyone has done it. I'm going to try to do this, and hey, you know what? If God's with us, it's going to work out. And if it doesn't work out, then we tried our best. But anyway, stick with us. We're going to be right back with you on the UCW Radio Show. right, welcome back to the UCW radio show. As you know, we're here with Nina Bergman. She's a mover, she's a shaker, she's a movie maker and a music maker. She's doing all types of things. Oh my God, I don't know. I can't find she's unboxing. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if she's a hit woman. I don't know.
I'm not.
Well, you're not. She's not.
Yeah.
Trust me. No, but yeah, we talked about your you're growing up, Nina, and where we started. It's really, I mean, your background is interesting, is eclectic. Not too many people have that type of background. But it's not even the best. It's you accomplished things during your life that brought you to the pinnacle, to the top of whatever you were involved in. You know, which is really interesting. So now we left off with you boxing and knocking people out and doing that stuff and doing Wonder Woman. Well, I guess let's continue with Wonder Woman. Now, Wonder Woman,
Okay.
you had to train for 2 months for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what type of training did you have to do?
Well, I did two kinds of training. I worked with a guy named Chris Torres, who was an Olympic wrestler. So because I boxed for so many years, and I have the flexibility and the strength as a ex-dancer ballerina, but I didn't really know how to kick too well, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I trained with him, like, as an overall, and, he would just train me like how he was trained for the Olympics. So, I mean, it was a little intense. First day he did, like, a side kick and went flying across the room and hit my head open. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? They just train a little different.
He kicked you?
Yeah, he kicked me. I don't know. I think it was to test me. Because if I quit right there, then he didn't want to train me. He was one of those. And I was like, it's just for the movies, but with Chris Torres, it's not like that. Either you do it for real or you don't.
Right.
So I trained with him, and he trained, like, very, specifically for the movies as well, learning, because when you punch and when you kick and stuff, it's a little different for the movies.
It's a lot different. It's a lot different.
Yeah, so he would teach me, the real stuff, and then we would redo it, and I would learn it, for the movies, and then I would learn the actual routines from Luke Fontaine, the stunt choreographer that Jesse Johnson works with. Okay. So Luke would teach me all these routines, and I would have time to work on them and perfect my jiu-jitsu rolls or whatever I needed to work on, Mm-hmm. And some of these routines are, like, really long. So it's like learning choreography, like learning ballet, So I trained with Chris like 4 or 5 times a week, and then I would get together with Luke like once or twice a week and work on my routines.
And you were doing that for 2 months?
Yeah, for 2 months. So I felt ready, and I didn't want to, because she was Wonder Woman, so I didn't want to go and pump iron and stuff, because back in the day, Wonder Woman didn't pump iron. She was training with her, sisters and, you know what I mean? They didn't have gyms. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just wanted to train like how she trained. You know what I mean?
Where you could easily you could have easily gone, went to the gym, buffed up, and had that look. I have muscles, but you want it to be more real. You want it to be.
I want it to be real. Yeah.
You want it to be active.
And Jesse wanted it. Yeah. Jesse didn't want me to be all ripped and have an 8-pack.
No.
He wanted me, to be real.
Yeah, but that's why when I saw the trailer and I saw that when the way it was done with the gritty look and the way and how you were in it, there was a realism to it that you felt that you were in a Marvel. I mean, even though it's a DC thing, but you were like in a Marvel type of movie. Okay, which is pretty cool because sometimes, like if you look at, like with DC, you got the Dark Knight. Okay, that's and when they switched over to Christian Bale, the movies changed and they had a gritty look to them, and that's what you had for Wonder Woman.
Yes,
which was pretty cool. And
Yeah.
so now everyone they know more about you. So if you weren't afraid before, you should be afraid now. You don't mess with her because she'll take you out. Okay. So you did Wonder Woman. So now that experience, did it open your eyes to different things that you wanted to do?
Oh, yeah. I've done stunts before. Like, before that, I just did a movie with a guy named Peter Stormare and Eric Roberts, where I play like a Kill Bill kind of character. And we shot it in Utah, but the stunts weren't as extensive, and, it was like a little more normal stunts,
Right.
But then when I did the Wonder Woman, I was like, oh, my God, this is so much fun. Like, I want to do more of that. And then after that, I booked the movie with Art Camacho, and that, was very stunt heavy as well. That movie, but it's completely different kind of stunt because it's more like, real martial arts.
Well, I mean, Art's he's a grandmaster, and he's a real martial artist, and and his background is fight choreography, and that's why when he directs movies, you see a lot of that come out because he tries to incorporate it because it just brings a little more fire to the movie.
He was a little intimidating to work with. I mean, he's intense when it comes to that. I was like,
Did he take the sunglasses off? Did he take the sunglasses off when he spoke to you? No.
No.
I love Art. I love Art. I know him for a long time, and that's why when we saw The Chemist and I saw the components of it, I knew that when everything is said and done, that this is going to be a really, really good movie. And when I saw you in that movie, I saw that movie before I knew you did Wonder Woman. Okay.
Wow.
And I said that girl is special. I said because there's something about you that you know that you can turn something on. You can just I don't know what it is. You can turn something on, and I don't know. It's just something that's there that I see. And hopefully other people see it,
No, thank you.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. But this is the truth. I'm just sharing my thoughts with the listeners and with you because, and I said this on social media today, and I'm going to say it on this show. And I don't just say it. I say this because I believe this to be true. Is that there's no doubt in my mind that you are going to hit some high points in your acting career, that you're gonna be a top dog at some point. You're gonna get up there and really build up and be a shining light. And I'm looking forward to that. Because that's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be awesome stuff. And you know what? And if they don't do it, guess what? You can just beat the crap out of them. That's it. Take them all out.
Yes.
Take them all out. Okay, so now you did Wonder Woman. So now what was? I mean, you did The Chemist. You did Wonder Woman. You did The Chemist.
Mm-hmm.
So what were you doing? What did you do after that? Did you have any other gigs? You working? Were you just focusing on music?
I did. After that, I did a short for the film festival, particularly from Newport Film Festival.
Okay.
Where I play this character. It's like a miniature movie that plays before all the festivals.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 3-minute little piece where I play like this badass, with black hair, this punk rocker, and I have a butler. You
have a butler, nice.
Like that man, and it's a very interesting character. It's everywhere on YouTube, so they play it at all the festivals before the movie.
Oh.
Before they screen the movie, it's an ad for art. For artistic movies, so they play it at all the festivals.
Something else I need.
So the Newport is called No New Art, like no, KNOW, No New Art.
No New Art.
Yeah, so I just did that, and then I shot a couple of commercials that I can't talk about. That make you sign your life away and. One in particular is one of my favorite brands. But I can't say what it is.
No, you don't have to say
so,
it. You don't have to say it now.
Yeah.
The next time you come on the show, you'll say it.
Yeah, they're going to be airing, and they actually like me so much that I'm flying to Philly on the 15th to shoot one more for them.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, and then I booked a TV show now that I can talk about called Lost and Found, and I'll be playing a character named Silver. So they haven't sold it to the networks yet, but they have the money to shoot it.
Okay.
So we'll shoot, I think, 6 episodes all of August. And it's called Lost and Found, and I'm playing Silver.
Nice.
See, when you play this badass character all the time, you get cast a lot as a lesbian. So I'm playing a lesbian in this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah.
But I guess that's the thing now.
That's just the thing. Apparently, like when you're a toxic chick, in Hollywood, you're a lesbian. That's just we got to change that.
Yeah, well, I think like
so we don't have to stereotype it.
Yeah, like with Orange is the New Black and this and that.
Yeah.
You have a lot of that stuff. You have a lot of that coming out, and it's crazy because you have a lot of stereotypical things that happens in Hollywood. Then you have a trend that happens, which to me, I don't get it. But you definitely, I don't think that anyone can pigeonhole you into one thing because you're so versatile.
Yes.
You can do a lot of different things, and then that's beyond hurting people because you have a different look to you, which, I'm trying to think we kind of, it's just different. It's like when you look at that Mila Jovovich. Right. When you look at her, she's different. It's a different type of look.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's you have a different type of look, which is unique, very unique. That's why I know you're gonna be. I mean, they're gonna take a lot of notice. They're gonna say, "We want Nina." You're gonna have chants going on and everything.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm doing that, and then I have a few other projects that, again, a lot of it I can't talk about, but I have some music stuff I can talk about that I'm excited about.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna attempt to do is we're gonna attempt, and you're gonna stick with me. We're gonna make an attempt.
Okay.
I don't know how this is gonna work out. Okay, I really don't know how this is gonna work out, but you're gonna hang on with me. You're gonna give me about 15 seconds. I want everybody to hang on because we're gonna try to Periscope. I just you're just gonna hang on. Just give me about 10 seconds. Don't leave, and I'm gonna be right back. Don't leave. Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
All right, now I'm back. Okay, so now I don't know how this is all going to work out. And I don't even know if they're going to be able to hear because of how we have it hooked up, but we're going to give this a shot. And if it doesn't work out, then we tried, right? And
we tried.
If anybody says anything, then basically I'm going to have to send you over there and deal with them, and that's going to be it.
No problem.
We're going to try to flip this over. There we go. All right. Now, I don't know. I hope that you guys can hear me. Okay. And if you can't hear me, just again, we're trying our best here to do this with Nina Bergman. Okay. She played Wonder Woman, and she's a musician, recording artist, and we're just talking about the music part of it. So, Nina, let's talk about the music part of it.
Okay. Well, I signed a record deal to Warner Brothers, a 6-album record deal, and then I finished the album not too long ago, and they thought it was too rock, so they didn't want to release the album.
Right.
So then I started working with some of the guys from Cypress Hill.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard of that band, yeah.
Cypress Hill?
And,
I haven't heard from Cypress.
Cypress Hill.
Insane in the membrane.
All right, those guys.
All right.
So we're taking all the guitars out, but it's still like rock, but it's like hip-hop rock, but very melodic.
Okay.
And those guys, Reggie Stewart, who I'm working with, they work with Radiohead and Björk, and, so they have that, electronic sound, and they're good with melodies, and has, that urban hip-hop feel, but it's rock.
Okay.
And very melodic, yeah. So I've been working with them. So I'm doing the album with those guys, which has been very exciting. So we're in the studio whenever I have free time, finishing that. And then in between all of that, in my free time, I just did a song for the new Sharknado movie that's coming out on Lake Shore.
That's the big thing, the Sharknado. That got a lot of play. You got sharks floating and flying all over the place.
Yeah, my song is coming out. It's getting released on the 7th. Mm-hmm. So that's actually tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
So my song will be available, on the soundtrack.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did that, and then I wrote 2 other songs for another Lakeshore Lionscape project called Wednesday that's going to come out as well soon. So yeah, I'm still releasing stuff. And then the really exciting news is that I managed to get my rock songs from Warner Brothers, and I'm going to release an EP simultaneously with The Chemist, because I have a couple of songs in The Chemist.
Okay.
So once that movie is released, I'm going to release my EP at the same time with my rock songs.
Okay. That
Warner Brothers were too scared to release.
Why? What are you, scaring the music executives?
No, rock is dead.
Did you flex your muscles?
A girl doing it just doesn't fly. They got cold feet. They put a lot of time and money into me. And then they got cold feet, who's out there, rock chick, right now?
You.
Nobody.
That's all I care. That's all I care about is you.
Yeah, but they want guarantees, so they got cold feet. They got cold feet. Nobody wants to lose their job. Big corporations, they're tough. I was so excited. I signed my life away, and I wasn't really aware of what I was signing,
But you got your masters now, right?
I got my songs back, so now I'm going to do a little EP with 6 songs, and I'm going to release them on my own while I finish the record with Cypress Hill.
Nice.
With those guys, yeah.
Yeah, those Cypress Hill, they can really tune it up a little bit.
Yeah, and they're sober, Buddhist, vegan, the guys I'm working with, so it's like, it's a different story than I think when back in the day when, they were.
No, they cleaned up. They cleaned up their act, and
they cleaned up.
And people, you know what? Just because you're vegan, this is what makes me, which is interesting, because you would think that, hey, you're vegan, and your eating habits and everything, it should cost you less. It actually costs you more to eat what you need to eat.
If you buy it, organic and, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, again, you said you got to sign your life away for food. What's going on? We got to talk to Peter.
I have to eat a lot. I eat a lot of food.
And you eat a lot of food?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's just because you work out so much, that's why.
Yeah, I just fast metabolism and, love food.
Yeah, and then you start going crazy and start boxing and kicking and doing your prima ballerina. for those tuning in here, I hope that you can hear me. I'm hoping that you can hear me. We tried. I don't think that anyone has tried to do this type of thing on Periscope. And I hope that you can hear Nina, because she has a lot of interesting things to say. And if you can hear her, just let me know. Let me know if you can hear her. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know something. I'm just send a message on this thing. I know I can see stuff on here. You can't hear her. All right, they can't hear you. You know what?
Oh, okay.
But you know something. All right, you can hear me. Thank you for that. If you do ask questions, I am going to ask Nina these questions, and she will answer them. And that'll be part of the show, so it'll still be part of the show. Again, no one has ever tried to do this, so obviously we weren't successful, but we did try. So I do apologize, but yeah. So now you have. Okay, so we're. I think we lost our little feed.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, they can't hear you. Let me see. We're gonna try to do this again. See, they can hear me. They can't hear you.
Mm.
So we're not going to get any questions, unfortunately. I'm going to try to go on there again if I can. Just bear with me.
Okay.
This is going to be
good.
This is going to be the editing show from hell. I know it already.
Yeah, at least I can hear you.
Yeah, well, I don't even know how they can hear me. I don't know. I don't know anything here. And we're gonna try. We're live again. I don't know what's gonna happen here. But anyway, so now we're trying to do the Periscope thing. Is not working out like we planned because they can't hear you, Nina, and I apologize for that. I apologize to the people that keep popping in. And if you can hear me, just let me know that you can hear me at least before everything blows up. Okay. So all right. So now, if anyone has any questions for Nina, feel free to ask. I will ask her the questions, and they will be part of the show. See, the thing is, we lost the initial feed, which which kind of takes a couple of minutes for people to actually get tuned into stuff on Periscope, because it's a pretty much a new platform. So we're doing something different, Nina. We're trying. We're trying. We're gonna let this run for a little while, but we're gonna continue the show, and hopefully, and we'll wind up doing this again anyway. But yeah, so now with your music, you're doing stuff with Cypress Hill, and you're at the tail end of working on that project.
Yes, we're in the next couple of months we finished like the first batch of songs, and then they take them and they produce them, and they have like Dre's mixer to mix the songs, so it has like that hip hop kind of Dre sound, even though it's rock. Right. You know what I mean? And then so it's gonna be very different, unlike anything out there. So we're about a few months away, and then I'll have something, and then we got to take it to my manager and to the label, and then they're either gonna love it or they're gonna not understand it at all.
You know what?
But I think they will. I mean, it's so different, it's so new, and it's so fresh, and it's because the EDM, the dance music right now is taking over. They have 500,000 kids going to the shows out in the desert, and that's the new Woodstock. And it's like you have to
that Burning Man.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Burning Man, but it's like that EDM dance music is what's taking over the world right now.
Yeah.
So it's like, I have to fit within there. I'm just trying to do it my own way, so I don't lose my dignity. Yeah. Because I like rock music. I like the edgier stuff.
Well, you want to stick to what you see as being real for you, because yes. The thing is, Nina, when I see a musician and they're playing a certain music and they change things around and they keep changing things around just to go with the times, I think you kind of lose yourself, because you love music. You love rock music. That's what you love to do, and that's what you're selling. So if you had to do something different, you probably wouldn't love it as much. You would do it, but you probably wouldn't have the passion that you have here.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, and you only shine like with Art Camacho. He gave me this great part, and then you can really do your stuff and you can shine. You're only as good as the material. Right. So if I sing some music that my heart is not really into, I won't shine. Like I'll let the Kelly Clarksons and all those Avril Lavigne's, and I'll let them Katy Perry. That's their world. You know what I mean? They can have it.
Yeah, that's not.
They're really good at it.
But that's not your thing. You're good at what you do, and we did during intermission play one of your songs. You don't know it because you weren't on the intermission. So we did play one of your songs, but we are going to be playing, just so our listeners know, we are going to be playing Nina Bergman's music on a few different shows, because we have a whole lineup of special guests coming on. So we're going to be playing your music because I want to showcase it to more people, because I like it.
Thank you.
See that? I'm giving you
Thank
props.
you.
Giving you props all over the place. But, I mean, it's not just me saying it. If I didn't like it, then I wouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
But I do like it, and I like you as a person because I see you have a fire inside of you, and if no one got that from hearing your story so far, then they're going to really get it when you start really turning things up, because Hollywood is one thing, music is something else. You're on full throttle on both. Okay, so
yes.
So now, I mean, what you're working? Are you working on a movie project now?
Right now, no. Right now, I'm just working on I'm working on my own passion project called No Kill.
Okay.
That's a full feature that we worked on now for 2 years, and we are actually launching the Indiegogo campaign in about a month and a half. It's a suspense thriller movie that has a animal rights activist message. It's based on a true story. But when I worked as an undercover, so it's about a girl who goes out and she works in all these different facilities, testing facilities of animals. She works undercover for dog fighting rings, and nothing is getting done. So she takes matters into her own hands, and she goes out and does to the people what they did to the animals, and leave clues for the authorities.
Oh wow! And you said that there's some parts of it that are based on, what'd you say?
True stories.
A true story.
Yeah.
Oh, so you took stories from, I guess, true stories from other people, and you incorporated it into the movie?
Yeah, and because I worked as an undercover animal rights.
Is this anything that you haven't done? You do a CIA,
I did.
FBI, James Bond stuff?
That was my fuel for the boxing, you know what I mean? That's where all the anger came from. Because going undercover and seeing all this stuff that I hope nobody ever gets to see, but I think the world should see, where the food comes from,
Yeah.
As Paul McCartney says, if slaughterhouses had windows, it would be a different story. So, once you see all of that, I couldn't talk to anyone, I couldn't, you know what I mean? So, that's when I did the boxing, and I wrote really angry music back then, okay. And then finally I had to stop because it was getting the best of me. I just turned into a really angry chick. Yeah. I just lost faith in the world and humankind, and so I had to take a stop for a bit.
Right. No, I can understand that, because you went and you were seeing things that you never thought you could see. You got traumatized. A fact. You got traumatized. And then every time you saw somebody eat a hamburger or something, it would get to you because you knew what it took for it to get there.
Yeah, I mean, I was one of those. If you ordered foie gras, I would flip the table in the restaurant. You know what I mean? I lost it. I went a little crazy. I couldn't. My skin was too thin. And then I was like, one day, I'll take what I have, the knowledge, and I'll try to do something bigger than me, and just saving one animal at a time, and you know what I mean? Saving these, saved a lot of pit bulls from the fighting, the underground fighting. There's still a lot of that going on in LA, and I'll nurture them back to life with my girlfriend, and adopt them away.
What organization do you work with?
Her name is Sky Valencia, and she worked with the St. Martin's Animal Shelter.
Okay, St. Martin's Animal Shelter. And anyone that's listening to the show,
Sky Valencia.
Yeah, check out St. Martin's Animal Shelter. Because I'm a big advocate of anti-dog fighting. I've done some stuff like that myself. Not the dog fight, anti-dog fighting. And I'm a big advocate of that. And I think that's a fantastic thing that you're doing and that they're doing. And there are a lot of organizations, especially in LA. I don't know why it's prominent over there, but it is. Okay, it's a big problem, and I think that it's horrible, and I need to express this, and I don't mean to take time from you, Nina, but I think it's disgusting that you have people that are taking pit bulls are the the gentlest dogs in the world unless you train them to be a certain way, and I think it's despicable, and that people do that, because if you do that to an animal, what's to say you're not going to do that to a human being?
Oh yeah, but that's what the movie No Kill is about. It's about she goes out and she finds the guys that arranges a lot of the underground dog fights in LA, and I know the guys, and we're using their names, and she goes and she does to them what they did to the dogs, pull their teeth out, their nails out, because that's what they do to the practice dogs, so they don't hurt the prize dogs. And then she leaves them to be close with the authorities,
Oh, wow.
So it's based on real stuff, but the movie is a suspense thriller, and you won't know. You follow the detective named Heather, and then in the very end of the movie, you realize that it's this woman who has this animal shelter with this older guy who has been doing all the. It's like Seven. It's like Seven meets Girl with a Dragon Tattoo.
Okay, all right. And
so it's.
You haven't started filming yet, right?
No, we have the whole Indiegogo campaign ready to go, and we already have. So many people interested and celebrities interested because of the subject matter, ready to jump on board, and we've got a publicist, and so we launched everything in about a month and a half, and then, we have the trailer on there, and it explains everything, and it's called No Kill.
Okay.
So we launched that, and then depending on what kind of budget, then we'll see what kind of movie we have, but we're doing it.
Well, I'm sure that you have a lot of actors that'll work. If you're doing a union thing, a SAG thing, they'll work. Scale, I guess, or I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a union. Yeah. So we have. I can't say any names right now. But we already have some incredible actors attached to the project because of the message, and they're willing to do it to scale,
and they should. And you guys, I don't know who you are, but if you're attached to this project, you're doing a good thing. You're doing a very good thing, and I commend you on that. And when I do get your name, then I'll thank you for what you're doing for these animals, because just sending this message out, hopefully, if it helps to save one little doggy, and it helps to change one kid's mind from doing something so stupid, okay, and then it actually is doing something good. And then, but that's good. See, when all this stuff comes to fruition, you have to let me know so that we can help you get it out there.
Yeah, in a month and a half, I'll start bombarding you, because I will be bombarding everyone.
Hey, I don't.
Because that's my passion project. It's not mine. It's for the animals. I'm not doing it to be, to get a starring role in it or get famous, or this is, a project that I created. The only reason why I did it was for the message.
Well, I'm there with you, and me being, I had 3 pits myself. So
oh wow.
Yeah, so I'm very when it comes to that tugs my heart, and that's personal to me. So that's why I say that I'm there to help you and do whatever.
Oh, thank you.
We're gonna get more people to help you, So we're gonna get that word out. So that's the good stuff that you're doing, and you have your music coming out. You have this project coming out, and the
chemist. The chemist will be out.
The chemist.
Hopefully soon.
We can't forget about the chemist. You have Olivier Gruner. You have yourself. Okay. You have
Kilpatrick.
Yeah, you have Kilpatrick. Well, yeah, we Kilpatrick. Come on, please. Come on, buddy boy. Come on, buddy. What are you doing there? I thought you should have taken him out. That's what I was hoping you were going to take him out. No, you have some great actors there. And then you have some cameos from Richard Grieco and Sasha Mitchell, and then Stephanie. She's in there. She'll get angry if I don't say her name.
No, she's
No, but Stephanie Gerard, she's in it, and she's actually going to be coming on the show as well to talk about her music career and her acting career. So yeah, The Chemist is there, and you have directed by Art Camacho, and just for those that aren't aware, Art Camacho did a lot of the choreography, the fight choreography for Steven Seagal's earlier films, where he was before he got chubby, So that's that was some of the good stuff. That's when he was doing the good stuff. He was doing the good Aikido. But
Yeah.
But yeah, so now that you have The Chemist and you have all these projects, right? So you know what I think that we need to do, and again, I apologize for the Periscope thing. We tried, okay. But we're gonna get a handle on it. They may come up with some tools for this. Didn't work to our advantage today, but we'll figure it out, guys. Yeah, what I want to do, if you can. Because you and I, we can talk about things forever and ever, but we don't have forever and ever. We have a cap on the time we have on the show. But maybe you can go and give our listeners your website information, your social media information, so that they can follow your career, because you have a lot of stuff going on, and people got inspired with the women's soccer team taking home the gold. Okay, but when you have strong women, making their mark on their own terms, okay, that's inspiring. And I think that a lot of you're going to inspire a lot of women when they start to learn more about you. And I know that. I know that to be a fact. So we have to get Time Magazine to write an article on you.
Nice.
Got to do it. Time got to do it. All right, so give your website information and your social media.
So my website is ninabergman.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have my Warner Brothers music website, which is n-i-n-.com. So it's just Nina. It's Nina.
Okay.
Just with dashes in between. So that's the Warner Brothers. And then I have my Facebook, that's Nina Bergman, and I have my Twitter, that's Nina Bergman. I have my Instagram, that's Nina Bergman. I have my Tumblr, that's Nina Bergman. On my Pinterest, I have so many.
Nina Bergman, and you have all that stuff. See, so now I do urge our listeners to follow Nina's career, because this girl's just getting warmed up. She's just stretching out a little bit, okay? And with the passion that she put into her life when she was younger. I'm talking about younger, when she was 12 years old, 7 years old, supporting herself. Like, really? Like, what's up with that? Okay. But doing all that stuff, and I know that these chapters of her life now are going to be that much more, impactful, because they're gonna inspire a lot of people. And I know that you're gonna move up the food chain quickly in Hollywood, Missy. I know that's gonna happen, because you Wonder Woman ain't got nothing on you.
No. I mean, I have to thank Jesse for that too. He helps a lot with that.
Yeah, Jesse's a good guy. He's gonna be coming on.
Yeah, he picked me when he first came to me. I was like, I'm not playing Wonder Woman. No way. I was like, what?
He made a good choice on it. I'm telling you, because if someone was to look, see, you have to have a vision. You have to have a vision. Mm-hmm. Okay, and he had a vision for you, and it fit the bill. That's why I'm still shocked. I mean, honestly, okay, with DC Comics and whoever is behind the Wonder Woman movie, whatever studio is behind it, for the love of God, I mean, you could, they should have actually tapped you for that, because it was perfect for you.
Well, I was in there, I did, I was in there auditioning, but, it's all politics, and they're looking for a certain kind of, who they pick. She's great. She's just very, different from me. She's skinnier and, a little sweeter, And, maybe they're going a little more Linda Carter,
Yeah, but you know what? They want
where Jesse and I went, dirty, gritty, like the real Wonder Woman, and they wanted a little more, Linda Carter.
Well, if they wanted Linda Carter, they should have just got her daughter. She looks just like her. Okay, I mean seriously, her daughter looks just like her. Her daughter looks identical.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean I'm surprised.
Oh, wow.
If they wanted her, they should have just got a daughter. But it kind of reminds me of when they came out with the Batman movies, and they were like, goody 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 gumdrop, and then all of a sudden it got dark. When it got dark, the fan base grew because dark it made it real.
Yeah.
Okay, and you guys made it real when you did Wonder Woman. You made it real, and I love it. I wish that was the movie. That was the big movie. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet because let me tell you something. Well, hey, you know what? And if this, when the James Bond, this is years and years ago. Okay, when they want to have Pierce Brosnan as James Bond, he wanted it, but he couldn't get out of his contract, so they got somebody else. So he thought he lost his opportunity, but years later he got the gig. So keep the hope alive, because I have a feeling that they're going to come to you when they figure out that Wonder Woman has to be tough and has to be gritty. She can't be nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready. I'm always ready.
Gotta make it happen. All right, Nina.
Yeah, I just got messages from fans. I was only able to hear him. I'm sorry. Tell him I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I apologize up and down on Periscope and on this show and right now. We tried, but we're going to try again. Not now, but we'll try another time because we're going to bring you on again and again because I'm sure the next time I'm going to bring you on, you're going to have like 20 different things and you would have taken over the world, and then that's going to be another story. So that's going to be something else. So, but Nina, I want to thank you for coming on the show. And I love the story, and I do implore, I do want our listeners to, follow her career because it's going to be an amazing one. All right, but I do again, Nina. Thank you again, and
thank you.
No, and it's my pleasure and my honor. And I want our listeners to join us for the next segment. Again, we're going to have a segment every week. We have a lot of great guests coming on, so please join us for the next segment. Until then, have yourself a great week.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
You're listening to UCW Radio. In your face.
What is your major malfunction?
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Ladies and gentlemen, my mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you.